What is going on, YouTube? I've been on Ashwagandha for 90 days and I just wanted to go over my experience. Now, before I go further, I do want to mention I am not giving out any medical advice. I just wanted to go over my experience and tell you guys how that went while I was on Ashwagandha. Let's get into it. Now, in case you aren't aware what Ashwagandha is, and this is your first time hearing about it, it is a plant that grows out of India, parts of the Middle East, and parts of Africa. You might have seen it all over social media blowing up because people are talking about it, how much it's doing for them as far as reducing stress, reducing anxiety, helping them sleep, and even helping boosting the testosterone. Now, I do want to mention there are 3 different types of ashwagandha, and this depends if it is mainly solely for the roots, the leaf, or a blend. The one that I took for 90 days is called KSM66. The brand is called U Theory, and it's about 500 milligrams per pill. It does require you to take 2 per day, depending on your diet. This is what I've been taking daily for 90 days, and again, this is something I'm going to be talking about. Now, before I go further, I do want to mention there are a lot of benefits and there's a lot of cons in here. So that's what I'm going to be going over mainly in this video. If there's any questions or anything like that, feel free to put that in the comments or send me a message. But majority of the pros and cons is something I've been seeing come across everyone that's also been taking this. Again, doctors recommend you only to be on this for a small cycle, nothing more than 2 to 3 months. So just a heads up on that. Now, as far as my experience, within the first 30 days was like huge. It was one of the biggest like notices that I noticed once getting on Ashwagandha. And when I say notice, this is within like the first and second day. It was like a thing that just happened right away. Within a few hours, I was so relaxed. When I say relaxed, I feel like that my patience grew and I was just able to just kind of like handle everything. I don't know if it's anxiety or anything that was behind it, but it just felt where something that normally would bother you or trigger you just didn't do that. So it definitely right off the bat was one of the biggest things that I noticed. Apart from keeping me relaxed, it definitely lasted me all day. I usually took this after having a big breakfast, and it lasted me usually till about, I want to say 8 o'clock at night. And this is where I noticed it the most, is because I was so calm throughout the whole entire day. I mean, there was literally something that could happen right in front of me, and you just kind of don't acknowledge it almost in a way. Now, I know that sounds bad, but it's not a part where you don't acknowledge, you know, if there was like a car accident or something in front of you. This is more of like if someone's being annoying or something that might annoy you. Let's just say, for instance, something happens at a grocery store that might bother you. You just don't pay attention to it. It's weird. It's a very, very weird experience. But like I said, it keeps you very relaxed, very calm. It reduces the anxiety that you might have from that certain situation. And that was one of the biggest things that I noticed from it. So again, I usually recommend this to a lot of people that I know personally if they have a lot of anxiety, just to try it out, see how they react to it, because everyone's different. Again, ask your doctors before you even get on this, maybe even be on this for a long period of times, because you don't want your body to adapt to it. But that is one of the biggest benefits that I noticed within the first 30 days. Now, the other thing is, a lot of the times people ask me, why did I get on this? And this is mainly for gym purposes because it boosts your testosterone. I personally have a high testosterone already. I believe my last blood test came out about 735 or 740. And I know I don't really need to boost my testosterone past that, but I wanted to see where I kind of got from that. And I will say, I noticed a huge difference in the gym as far as my strength. My body was just recovering fast. It was able to, you know, hit the weights even better. My gym sessions alone were so much better within the first 30 days because I was so dialed in, so focused. Nothing was really bothering me that was going on in the gym, and my strength was growing every day. Now, keep in mind, I am bulking. I am on a plan. A workout plan, so that also might have something to do with it. But apart from that, I will say the calmness and just being in my own zone definitely, I want to say, came from the ashwagandha. So that was a very good thing. Now, another huge benefit that came out of this was my sleep. After being on ashwagandha for the first 30 days, I was able to get an easy 8 hours of sleep, like a really good 8 hours of sleep. And I'm usually the type of person that would sleep about 5-6 hours, be good. And if I slept anywhere more than the 5 or 6 hours, I'd be more tired. I don't know how to describe it, but I would always be more tired if I got more sleep instead of getting less sleep. So after being on ashwagandha, getting the 8 hours of sleep, I wasn't as tired. I was feeling great. My days were fine. Everything was good. So that definitely, I mean, like I said, it had to come from the ashwagandha because it started happening right after taking it. So that is one of the last benefits that I've had from it. Now, there are cons to this, and I'll be going over that as well. So let's get into the cons. Now, one of the biggest questions that I get for this is, what are the cons? Because everyone wants the benefits, and you will get the benefits from ashwagandha, but everyone varies. So the cons can be different for a lot of people, and one of the biggest ones is the calmness. I mentioned that you will be very calm, you'll be very relaxed, but there are times that you are just so out of it, almost like out of this world, where you're not there, and people will tell you that you don't seem yourself. And this is something that I've seen on myself as well. I'm a very outgoing person, very laughing, funny, talkative person, and when I'm on ashwagandha, I'm a very mellow, I don't want to say completely mellowed out, but a lot more calm person. So that was one of the biggest things. I feel like it just changed my personality while I was on ashwagandha. It's a funny joke, because a lot of times I tell people, hey, heads up, I'm getting off ashwagandha, because I don't want them to freak out as to why I'm changing, because it is, like I said, it almost seems like your personality is changing. That is one of the biggest negatives that I've seen from that. So the other thing is that you don't want your body to rely on ashwagandha, and this is the reason why doctors don't recommend you to be on it more than 2 to 3 months, if anything more than 30 days. They want you to cycle it about every 30 days. Reason why is your body will naturally rely on this after so many months, and this is kind of like every medication or supplement. Your body starts to naturally rely on that instead of naturally making it. And as far as a guy and even a female, you don't want to have that to mess up your testosterone levels, as long as you want to have children. So that is definitely one of the cons. So if you're younger and you're looking to still have kids, definitely consult this with your doctor, because it can be a risk as far as being able to have kids later on. So that is definitely one of the huge cons if you're younger. But besides that, it has been really well within the first 30 days. Again, I am coming up 90 days, so I'm going to be going over that now. But the first 30 days was great. There's nothing really wrong with it. You don't notice it where it's like a thing that you'll be like, oh my God, I'm on it now, I'm on it off, or not on it now. But you will realize that you're very calm. So you kind of assume that it's hitting. So it's, like I said, first 30 days are great. So let's go over the 60 days and get into that. All right, so the 60 days gets a little interesting, because at this point in time, you're still feeling it really well. 60 days, you don't realize how fast time's going that you've been on it. And if you're working out, if you're active or anything like that, that's going really well. Like I said, I don't know if your testosterone levels are actually boosting, because I didn't get a blood test since I've been in the 60 days. But you just feel really well in the gym. You're able to recover fast. You're able to do everything well. And this probably has to do something with your sleep. Your body's recovering better. It's just getting everything that it needs. Your stress levels are lower. So just recovery wise, everything is well. So recommendation, yes, it is a good thing for the gym. You will notice it. You will notice it in the as the gains are coming along. But one of the negatives to this is, once you're on it after 60 days, you kind of start to feel like you need this in a way, which is very weird. You'll start your mornings off where you're just your normal self, because it wears off very fast. Within a day, 24 hours, you will feel like you're off of it. But you'll start off your days where you're like, oh my God, I need my ashwagandha. So you then at that point start to almost like crave the feeling of being on it. So you're more relaxed, more calm. And this is where it gets a little scary, because this is where it kind of impacts the 90 days. But in the 60 days, like I said, you're just feeling where you need this supplement, this ashwagandha, so you can actually feel normal. But it's not one of those things where if you don't have it, you start freaking out, or your body's doing weird things. It's just one of those things where your patience are starting to kind of thin a little bit, which is weird, because in the 30 days, it helps with that. So it's almost like it's wearing off. So very interesting that happens. But the 60 days, like I said, still very well. If you don't end up taking it every single day, you probably will start wanting it, which is weird. But let's go into the 90 days, and this is where it gets really interesting because this is where I'm at now, and yeah, I'm pretty much about to get off of it. Alright guys, so the 90 days, I'm just gonna go right off the bat. I do not recommend you to go to 90 days. If you are going to take ashwagandha, I do recommend you to take it at least for 30 days and see how you feel, cycle off of it, and then go back on it with maybe another 45 days or 30 days, however your cycle is. But 90 days gets very kind of scary because at this point your body, I feel, has already adapted to it and is relying on it. My body at this point now, it kind of like goes through like mood swings now if I'm on it, which is weird. So if I end up taking it, I will have, like, my moods are just all over the place. You start to feel like you don't want to be on it no more, which is the other weird part. And then apart from that, I don't want to say depression, but you do feel times where you just kind of feel like sad, but you're not sad. And I, as a lot of people may know, I am not at all sad, just because I've gone through therapy and stuff like that, so I know like where I am in life, which is good. But this ashwagandha, after being on it for 90 days, can put you in a state where you kind of feel like you're getting through that. And I feel, which is very interesting, that almost feels like you're getting into like a part of depression, but almost in a way of like before the 30 days, right? So before you started even taking this, if you were in that state. So again, I don't recommend you guys to go into the 90 days. Your body still feels good. I mean, if you're going to the gym, you still feel the benefits of that in there. You're still getting really good sleep. But as far as moods and personality wise, I feel that your patience get really thin. Your personality is just different, and you just don't feel all that right. Again, this is my experience. 90 days. I'm hitting 90 days in the next week, so within the next 5 days. And at this point, I am ready just to like get off of it. Now, I haven't gotten off of it because I just want to finish it and see exactly if anything changes, which I don't think it will. But personally, hitting the 90 days and doing the test with 90 days, I don't see myself going back on ashwagandha for another few months if I decided to. So that really definitely made a huge impact. But again, everyone's different, everyone varies different. Hopefully it's helped out anybody that's thinking about going on ashwagandha or is already on it and thinking to go further into it. Like I said, I don't recommend you to go to 60 days or especially past 60 days because it definitely does start to kind of change you in a way. So again, if there's any questions, I just wanted to make a quick video on this. A lot of my friends, a lot of family ask me what even ashwagandha is, if it's beneficial, if it's not, and this is what I've experienced. So hopefully, again, this has helped somebody. This is not medical advice. I'm not advising you jump on it, but it's definitely something to look into if you feel that this is going to help you out. So check it out, do some more research on it, and as always, thank you guys for staying tuned. I know this is a long video, so see you guys next time. Take care. Bye.